You're in the water loop.
Waterloop.
Welcome to Waterloop. This is Travis, joined by Tabor Hand. He is with Wetlands Work Limited in Cambodia and one of the finalists for the Solution Search. Tabor, glad to have you on the podcast.
Thank you very much, Travis. I'm pleased to be in the good company of the 9 other finalists and to be here with you today. Our technical and behavior solutions are based on 4 main areas. One is we have a technical solution for sanitation in challenging environments for economically marginalized people. And the second is a behavior change program that I believe is unique, that provides community access or community awareness of our technical solution and drives community demand and provides community access first through the schools and then through the household community. And the third element of our solution is to train local business organizations called LBOs how to make our technical solution and how to have a sustainable business. And then the fourth element is to use the waste as a supplement material for both soil structure, to improve soil structure in the farming areas, and also to use the urine as a natural fertilizer, replacing the chemical fertilizers that are both expensive and climate change damaging. So that's it in a basic nutshell. Is the technical solution for treating wastewater, the behavior change to create the demand, the awareness, the supply, and the reuse of these waste resources, both the sludge and the urine, as factors for agricultural production.
Sure. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about the problem you're trying to address. Could you just take a couple minutes and kind of explain that?
Sure. Our overall agenda is to improve human welfare. And that's annotated by the UN's Sustainable Development Goal 6.2, that by 2030, every household will have sanitation. And the problem is there is no solution anywhere in the world for challenging environment sanitation, areas where pit latrines are not functional largely because of water problems, either too much water or flooding in the surface. So we have focused our attentions on the floating and floodplain communities in Cambodia on the Great Lake, also known as the Tonle Sap Lake, the largest lake in Southeast Asia. And the other problem that we are addressing is to end open water defecation, open water and open field defecation. That's it.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear more now about the solution. You have kind of a multi-pronged challenge there that you're trying to take on. What's the solution that you've developed for this?
The solution is to create a program that encourages and enables these marginally poor people to actually invest money in the technical solution, which we call the HandyPod. Very simple, basically affordable, not much more than $100 up to $150, depending on the situation. And the other action that we want is to use the pathogen-free waste, the sludge and the urine, in agriculture.
And how do you go about implementing this? How do you get people to adopt this tool, the HandyPod, and how do you get this in place? How does it work?
Right. Well, that's the nub of it is to make it work and to introduce your ideas. I think that even before talking briefly about the behavioral intervention, I want to mention that no matter how good of a technical solution one has, there has to be people have to want it, and they have to not only want it, but have it accessible to them and affordable. So our behavioral intervention starts in these very remote communities, these villages of maybe 1,000 people to 7 or 8 or 10,000 people that are floating on the water, and then some of the houses are actually stilted in the floodplain. We create community awareness within the school system, starting in the school system. We go and train the teachers in hygiene issues. We train the students and provide them with hand washing facilities, and we improve the latrine system, the latrine shelter, and create a sanitation treatment system for the school with our technology, and that brings us into the community. People get to know us. Our workers become friendly with them, and they gain a sense of confidence that we're not just sort of interveners coming from the non-governmental organizations to do good. So after we've done a school intervention, we go house to house to house, creating awareness and also selling tickets that come with a plastic cup with our logo saying Safe Water Toilet in Khmer language. And the tickets are to a scheduled lucky draw where we raffle off free HandyPods that are installed on houses, and so that people can actually see what we're talking about. They can visit it or they can use it. Actually, people become so proud that they share their toilets and let people use it. So that's the way to get into the community. And that raffle process is very sort of egalitarian. There's no bias in terms of who's going to get a latrine or a toilet attached to their house. So that's the creation, basically, of local demand. And then we train local people, we select from the community to actually, they learn how to build these treatment systems. They learn how to install them. They learn how to market them, and we help provide their sort of professional development over time. So there's a provision of supply by these local businesses, and it becomes sustainable.
What impact have you seen so far from this program?
Well, we know that the treatment system reduces pathogens by 99.999% from the raw wastewater. So by doing that, people have less diarrhea, there's less child physical stunting, whether that happens starting in utero or in the early childhood months. And people generally have better health. Everybody in these floating communities experience diarrhea every single month. We're removing the pathogens. We also remove the fecal material, the feces that form the sludge in our technical system from the ambient water. And that fecal material, when it goes into the ambient water, just consumes an extraordinary amount of the biologically available oxygen. So by removing that from the ambient water, we are increasing the dissolved oxygen that is available to the larval fisheries and to generally biodiversity within the aquatic system. So fish larvae are able to proliferate in the creeks where a lot of these villages are in the floodplain, and the fisheries are improved over time. We're also creating local jobs, and through these people that provide the HandyPod technology, and we reuse the waste. We reuse the waste, the sludge as the soil supplement, and the urine as a natural fertilizer, so that we're basically in a blue economy or a circular economy within the community.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Tabor, I thank you for joining me for this discussion, for talking about your solution. It's an incredible impact. Congratulations for being a finalist in this competition.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and I appreciate the thorough vetting and support that's given in this program. I'm impressed with it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Behavior change is huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Waterloop, waterloop, waterloop.